everyone. So today I have a makeup inventory update for you all. I just wanted to kind of go over the products that I have since pulled out of my collection, so the items that I thought were going to work for me but really didn't, and also some things I've done to kind of maximize space in my collection, and some products that I've actually decided to repurchase based on my last empties video. So the items that I liked the most from my last empties video I did repurchase, or if I felt that none of them actually suited my lifestyle, I actually ended up purchasing some new things. So first of all, one of my subscribers actually suggested on my blush declutter that I should condense my Benefit blushes into a palette to make them, first of all, a little bit more accessible, easier to use, less forgotten, and to minimize on the packaging, because the packaging is quite bulky. So I did actually take quite a few blushes. So I took my Benefit blushes and also my Estee Lauder Peach Nuance and my Tarte Blissful blush. So I took these ones, and I actually utilized one of my old MAC palettes. So what I've done is I've just popped them all into the palette, and it's actually a lot more accessible. I actually used this one today, the Peach Nuance. And these were all blushes that I was forgetting about. So I'm really thankful for the suggestion because it has actually made these products a lot more accessible. So a very big thank you for suggestions like this, because I found this very helpful. It's not something that I actually thought of, so it's actually managed to condense a whole lot of product just into this one palette, and I had the palette sitting around, so that suggestion was very helpful, and I did take that suggestion, so thank you very much. So I've just been trying to kind of minimize the space that my makeup takes up, and getting rid of some of the makeup was one thing, and then kind of utilizing my storage solutions a little better was another. I'm just kind of in the preparation stage of doing another overview of my collection, so that will be coming very soon. So in terms of products that I've decided to get rid of, I've decided to get rid of the Mecca Lit From Within Luminous Skin Perfector. I found that this was pilling under my foundation. I used it a few times and I just found it wasn't sitting well with my skin and the foundation that I was using, so it just didn't work for me. So I've decided that I'm not going to keep this one. I then also decided to get rid of my MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I tried this a few times since my foundation declutter, and I found that it sat in my fine lines and kind of separated by the end of the day. It was a very good full coverage foundation, and I just found that because now I'm just that little bit older, I'm starting to get a few fine lines, it's just not working for me, so I've decided to get rid of that one. I also decided to get rid of my Inglot Under Makeup Base and my two Inglot foundations. Reason being is I worked for Inglot a long time ago, and that's when I got these products, and they have gone bad. The texture of these products has changed, and I didn't realize until I actually tried it out. So these ones I've decided to actually bin because they're just no good anymore. I found that the primer had kind of separated. It was a little more slimy than I remember, and the foundations, they were just a different texture. They were a little bit grainy, so I've decided to get rid of those as well. I don't have room in my collection for any expired products, so that's something that was something that I really wanted to minimize, is to get rid of things that really had gone bad. And until I minimized my collection and was able to try things a little more, I didn't actually realize that things had gone bad. So yeah, that was an enlightening experience for me. I said in my skincare declutter that if I didn't use the Sarah Hat lip scrubs within the kind of 3 to 6 months, that I would get rid of them, and I am getting rid of them. I've decided that the reason I don't like these is because I have to dip my finger in to scrub my lips. Now, they are a fantastic product. They do a really good job of scrubbing the lips, but I find that the method of application is just not something that suits me. Elf actually sells a a lip scrub that comes in a stick form. That is something that's just really easily accessible and something that's just really easy to use. So these ones are actually going to go. I've had them for a bit too long, so they probably need to go in the bin. So yeah, just something that's not going to work for me. I also got rid of the By Terry eyebrow liner. I only recently bought this actually, and it is really dry. The colour's not very good, so I decided that I'm not going to keep this. I'm actually really disappointed with this because I thought it was going to be fantastic, but it really wasn't. I've also decided to get rid of a few mascaras as well. These are mostly Maybelline ones. Actually, they're all Maybelline ones. This is the Mega Plush Volume, the waterproof one. I always think that I like waterproof mascara, but I don't because I hate getting it off at night. So I decided to get rid of this one. This one also, the brush is really quite wiry, so I find it really hard to kind of coat the lashes. So that one I've decided to get rid of. But then I got rid of the Rocket Volume Waterproof as well. Same thing, I don't think I actually like waterproof mascaras. And the brush on this was really hard to grab the lashes as well. There's pretty much no bristle to it. And then the Falsies Volume Express Flared. This one had just dried up. I really like the Falsies mascara. I find Maybelline out of all of the drugstore brands is probably the best value and best quality mascara. This is a really good mascara, and I used it to the point where it had dried up, so that these ones are actually really worthwhile looking into. I really liked the Falsies effect, even the flared one. That one, it was quite nice. I also got rid of my NYX eyebrow pencil in light brown. I used to use this when I was a redhead. I was a redhead for a really long time, and this just didn't, the colour didn't work for me anymore. It was quite coppery, like quite orange. So yeah, I've decided to get rid of that one as well. Just based on the fact that the colour really doesn't work anymore. And it's the same thing with this Anastasia brow powder as well. This is in the old packaging. It is quite old. This is in medium brown or medium ash. It's just too ashy for me. I get my hair coloured in quite a warm brown. Not that you can tell today because it's back for work, but yeah, because my hair is so warm, I don't like to do my brows really ashy. I like them to be a little bit warmer. I also am choosing to get rid of the Hourglass lip oil. I have figured out that this actually doesn't help my lips. About 24 hours after I use it, I end up with flaky bits. I have really, really bad dry lips. I think it's kind of a combination of dehydration and reactions to products. I get quite dehydrated, Canberra's quite dry, and I forget to drink a lot of water during winter especially. And I'm generally in an air-conditioned environment, so I find that my skin and my lips do dry out a lot. But this one just seemed to make my lips drier in the 24-hour period, so I have decided to get rid of this one. I have a lot of lip balms and glosses that I really enjoy that are really quite nourishing on the lips, and this wasn't one of my favorite products, so I don't really have space for it in my collection, so I'm getting rid of it. I also am getting rid of the Anastasia Cooling Eye Brightener. It had kind of separated in the tube. I had never really used it, so it looked like it had gone bad. It's got like an oily film on it, so I'm not keeping that. I also decided to get rid of my Lorac, what is this one? It's the dual-ended eyeliner in copper and black cherry. The reason I wanted to get rid of this is because I found that I couldn't get a straight line with this. The brush was kind of splayed a little bit, and the black cherry was quite a dry texture, so it was hard to work with. And then of course the copper on the other end, it's not something that I would use often, so that's not something that I need to keep around, especially if I'm not really going to use it. I've got pencils and things that I can use in its place, or I could even use wet eyeshadow and it would work exactly the same, and it's a little bit easier to use with an angled brush. I just found that the liner brushes on that product weren't particularly good quality. I also am getting rid of this Smashbox Photo Finish hydrating under eye primer. I wasn't sure how this would work. It's a sample, and it really didn't do anything. I found that my concealer creased up just as much with the primer underneath than it did with nothing underneath. So I didn't think that that was a necessary product, so I'm getting rid of it. And I also decided to get rid of my Inglot pigment in number 75. This is just an icy white, and I have discovered that I have an icy white in a couple of palettes, so I don't need to keep this one either. So this one will be good to give away. So that's all for the products that I decided to kind of purge from my collection. I did have one body product actually. It was the Soap & Glory Flake Away. I used this once and the smell it was so strong and so perfumey. I love the smell, and I love the smell of the Soap & Glory hand food and the foot cream as well. But it was just too strong as a body scrub, so it just didn't work for me, so that's going to go in the bin. Now, on to some products that I actually chose to replace. So as you guys may have seen in my recent declutters, I had a lot of products to back to MAC, just things that had expired and weren't working for me anymore. So I actually picked up 4 lipsticks. I picked up MAC Kind of Sexy. I love this color. It's just that little bit, I don't know, a little bit pinker and a little bit lighter than Velvet Teddy. Velvet Teddy is a great dark nude, but this is a really, really nice everyday color. Very similar to Canvas from Hourglass. I also picked up Love Lawn. I don't have a lot of pink lipsticks like this in my collection, so I wanted to give it a try. It was actually suggested to me by the girl at the MAC counter, so yeah, I picked that one up. I also got MAC Twig. Now this is actually my sister's favourite lipstick, so I picked this one up. Her and my stepmom and my other sister actually wear this. So my sister and my stepmom actually wear this quite often, and I really, really like the colour on them. They are a little bit more tan than me. It's my stepsister and my stepmom, so they're Greek. But I still really like the colour. It's just a really nice kind of dark, I guess like a purpley brown, really nice colour. I should use that one in a tutorial actually sometime soon. And then I also picked up Modesty, which was another suggestion from my sister as well. She has really, really good taste in lipstick, especially nude lipsticks. I have a lot of colours in my collection, as you may have seen, and although I do have a lot of nudes, I like to have a good range of nudes because that's something that I wear on a regular basis to work. So Modesty is another work colour for me. Again, really similar to Canvas from Hourglass. That's actually what I've got on now. Yeah, so really similar colours but different finishes, which, yeah, I like to have different finishes in my collection as well as different colours. So I'm actually really happy with the Back to MAC items that I got. I feel like I just added a few colours to my collection. I didn't get rid of a lot of MAC lipsticks because I like MAC lipsticks so much. So yeah, that worked well for me. So in my recent empties video, I actually finished up a lot of mascaras, and I do actually have a few mascaras on backup. So a couple of Dior ones. I think I've got a Kevin and Kwan one there as well. But the one thing that I use all the time in terms of mascara, and I didn't have a backup of, was the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. I can't be without this. So this was the mascara that I chose to repurchase out of all the mascaras. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't flake, it's fantastic for the bottom lashes, but it's not waterproof, which is awesome. So it really defines the bottom lashes. The brush is really, really small, so you can really get in and get all of the small lashes, and it doesn't make your bottom lashes too outrageous. The formula is just fantastic, and this is something that I really can't be without. I have been trying to use my regular mascara on my bottom lash line, and I just find it smudges underneath and I get this black circle, but that never happens with this. So that's something that I'm going to continue to repurchase over and over again. I also used up a couple of dry shampoos. I repurchased the chlorine shampoo. I got this on a buy one get one 50% off from Chemist Warehouse. So yeah, the chlorine one, it does give a bit of a white cast to the hair, but it's the best dry shampoo. I can get an extra day out of my hair, no worries with this shampoo. So I really like that. It provides really good texture as well, so it's good for styling your hair in updos as well if you're having any problems. Now for shampoo and conditioner, I used up quite a few shampoo and conditioners, and I decided to actually replace it with something new. This is the Bumble and Bumble Surf shampoo and conditioner. Apparently it's a really volumizing product. I have naturally quite wavy hair. If I don't do anything to it, it kind of has a wave in some parts and it's kind of frizzy and straight in others. So I'm looking forward to using this and seeing if it actually enhances the wave in my hair, because it's got sea salt in it as well, as far as I can know. But yeah, it's meant to mimic the effect of the beach on your hair as well. So it's also a really lightweight conditioner, which is great for people who have oily scalps. But Bumble and Bumble products are really quite nourishing to the hair. So I'm looking forward to giving this a try and letting you guys know what I think of it. Now, like I said in my video, the cleanser that I actually repurchased out of all of the cleansers that I finished off was the Kate Ceuticals Moisture Milk cleanser. It's coconut oil based, so it's nice and antibacterial. My skin just reacts really well to this. I don't get breakouts, I don't get blocked pores with this product. So I'm looking forward to finally starting this one again, because I used up quite a few cleansers and I hadn't had this. Because I liked it so much, I used it really quickly, and I endeavored to finish off a few other cleansers before I went back to this one, and I've really missed it. It smells really good, it's nice and creamy, so it removes makeup, and it also really nourishes the skin. It's not one of those cleansers that makes your skin feel really stripped. So if you do have oily skin and you like that kind of tight, dry feeling, this one's not for you. But if you have kind of normal skin, you'll find this really nice on the skin. And like I said, it is quite antibacterial. Coconut oil is generally like that. It helps to kind of move any bacteria from the skin. So yeah, I really like this cleanser, and this will be the one that I continue to repurchase. I'm finishing 2 others off at the moment, and this one will be the one that I repurchase after the 3 are finished. So yeah, I never expected to like it that much, and admittedly it is quite an expensive cleanser. However, I feel like it's worth it. I feel like good skincare is always going to be worthwhile. Now, from my collection, I noticed that I don't actually have a toner, and it was mentioned to me by a friend who actually watches my videos that toner actually helps the absorption of serums, and it's not only for removing any kind of residue from the skin. A lot of cleansers rinse off residue free these days, so that wasn't something that I thought I needed in my collection. But when my friend mentioned that it actually helps absorption of other products, I thought that I should probably pick one up. So I picked up the Nourish Hydrating Firming Mist. Now this is a toner and a mist in one. I really like mist products, and this one smells really nicely of lavender, so it's really nice and soothing. It's something that you can spray on over makeup or under makeup, and apparently, according to Caroline Hirons, whose blog I read pretty religiously, she said that this mist is actually really quite firming, quite lifting. So I thought I might give this one a try. It's fairly new on the market as well, but I love Kate Somerville products, and I just thought that, hey, if I'm going to use any toner, I might as well use one from her range. So it works as a toner, it also works as a hydrating mist as well. So really good to rehydrate the skin after you've cleansed under your regular moisturizer. It just has the added benefit of the firming ingredients in there as well. I also finished off quite a lot of masks and exfoliants in my last video. I was actually surprised by the amount of masks and exfoliants that I finished. The one that I chose to repurchase was the Glam Glow mask. This is the Glam Glow Youth Mud. It's my absolute favorite. I've got one on the go now, but it's almost finished. This has got pumice in it, so it's really exfoliating. I find this one's best to remove in the shower though, so put it on before showering and remove it then. but it just really brightens the skin, it really detoxes the skin, and it does a really good job of exfoliating as well. So it's kind of an all-in-one, and it's a product that I really enjoy. The other products in the range I don't like quite as much, but this one is my absolute favorite. You may have noticed in the last video, like my empties video, that I did actually use up quite a lot of serums and only one oil. However, I only had the one oil to use up, so I chose to replace that with the Verso Super Facial Oil. Now this is a retinol based oil, and it actually, I use it as my nighttime moisturizer. So it comes in this kind of little black tube, and it's got these 3 vials. Now I've got one in there already that I've got that I've started using, but the 3 vials in here actually stay nice and fresh. So you leave them in the black packaging, stays nice and fresh. It actually keeps the retinol stable as well, just in that really dark black tube. But I really like this. It's really nice and hydrating for a night, like for a night treatment, and I feel like it really does a good job of kind of combating those fine lines. Aging is only something that I've really noticed in the last kind of 12 months, just around my eyes and kind of on my forehead and things like that. So that it's something that I really want to get onto early. All of the people that I see with wonderful skin in their 40s and 50s, they all say that skincare is really important, as well as sunscreen. So I've decided to kind of get on it really early, kind of start to combat it really early, and I find that this facial oil is working really nicely for me. So yeah, I like this. I'm happy with the choice I made to replace it with something new rather than repurchasing the Dillo oil. I didn't feel that that one was actually active enough for me to keep using. So, and replacements for serums. I used up a lot of serums and a lot of eye creams in my last empties video as well. So I chose to replace that with the Verso Super Serum series. So this is actually the eye serum and the face serum. It just comes in this package. It's a little bit cheaper than buying them separate, so I was really glad that this was available. I actually finished up a sample of the face serum and really liked it. It's really good for fine lines. If I had to choose between the oil and this one, I would actually go for this one, because it can work for day and night. I just don't find that oils work really well for during the day under makeup. So yeah, if you want to choose one, you really want to get into using active skincare, then the Super Facial Serum is fantastic, and I really enjoyed the sample, hence why I purchased that and chose to replace some of those Somerville serums with a Verso serum instead. So yeah, that's a bit of my update. I'm in the process of kind of cleaning everything up and getting everything into the right place, and I'm going to be filming my my makeup inventory, like my updated collection. So yeah, I know that a few of you are actually looking forward to that, and I really appreciate the support you guys have given me on this series. I felt very encouraged, and I really appreciate it, because it really helped me to keep pushing on and doing those videos and making sure that I actually finished decluttering my collection, because I had a lot of things that I really wasn't using and a lot of things that were getting kind of forgotten. I'll go through some products in the future, just things that I'd forgotten about that I've really enjoyed using again. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. It's just kind of a little bit of an update for you. By the way, in case you haven't realized, I used to, with my videos, I used to alternate between kind of one that is speaking to you and then a tutorial, and then I would alternate them. But at the moment in the new house, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my setup and the lighting in the area where I intend to film my tutorials. And this is not going to be my permanent background, by the way. This is just where I've got the most natural light, so it's what's working for me best at the moment. But yeah, I will be doing tutorials again soon. It's just I'm trying to figure out my lighting at the moment and kind of get everything into place in the new place. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if there's anything else that you would like to see, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.